The journalist Nicky Hager has accepted an apology from police and the payment of damages after they breached his rights several times during an investigation into his book, Dirty Politics. In October 2014, police raided Mr Hager's house during an inquiry into the book's sources. The police were investigating a complaint laid by the blogger Cameron Slater, who said information from his computer obtained by a hacker known as Rorschach was published in Dirty Politics. In 2015, the High Court ruled the raid itself was illegal, but the police have since acknowledged that they acted unlawfully in other ways as well. Emma Hatton reports.
In the settlement announced today, police accepted they didn't have reasonable grounds for the search of Nicky Hager's home and that they unlawfully obtained his private information from third parties, including his bank. Mr Hager received an apology and an undisclosed payment amount for damages and legal fees. He says the apology is the most crucial part of the win.
From the very first day that the news came out of the raid, I was saying, I really want them to apologise. I want them to apologise. And the apology was the very last thing we got, basically. But the message goes out to the country. That's what's important. The message goes out to the country that they are saying it was wrong and we apologise. And that's good enough. That's perfectly good enough for me.
Nicky Hager's lawyer, Felix Geiringer, hopes the settlement sends a message that sources are safe to approach journalists.
This is a significant blow to opening up the channels again, letting people know that if they do get hold of a journalist and they do talk to a journalist, it's going to be very difficult and very rare for the police to be able to figure out who you are.
The police minister at the time of the raid, Anne Tolley, says she was never briefed on the operation. The current police minister, Stuart Nash, wasn't keen to say much about the move.
This is purely an issue between Mr Hager, the New Zealand Police Service and the courts. My understanding it's settled, my understanding it's a confidential settlement, and that's where it starts and it ends as far as I'm concerned.
And while Nicky Hager says he has no regrets over the almost 4-year battle to get the out-of-court settlement, he says at times it took its toll.
At the beginning, it was a bit bleak. We weren't a happy family. It wasn't a happy house, particularly for my daughter, who'd had to be here through the whole raid and had police going through her underwear drawer and all the things that happened. And then actually much later, being upset about finding out the police had been monitoring her telephone. Heaven help us.
Still outstanding for Mr Hager is a case lodged with the Human Rights Review Tribunal. Mr Hager's account information was handed over to police by Westpac Bank, despite police not obtaining a legal order to get the data. In February last year, the Privacy Commissioner determined Westpac had breached Mr Hager's privacy. Nicky Hager says other agencies, including PayPal and some airlines, gave out his information too, but it was a matter of picking which battles to fight. He says the tribunal is booked up until about 2055, but he'll hold out until his number's called. For Checkpoint, Emma Hatton.